Hey, what is up, everybody? It's Matt with the Hardcover Comic, and it's been a little while since I've done a video because, well, I was in Jamaica for a while and then came back and just been really busy with work and doing things on the back end, which is actually kind of exciting because one of the things I've been working on the back end for the Hardcover Comic is our monthly newsletter. And our monthly newsletter is pretty cool. We just sent out our first one, so if you want to subscribe to it, just use that little link down there and below and we'll get you signed up. But we're just kind of announcing, Omni's hardcovers, things like that are going to be dropping that month. Any news announcements, release announcements. We're going to be featuring custom binds. So those that send us in their custom binds, we're going to have a featured custom binder of the month where we show off their books and just a lot of things that kind of help people, help keep people informed and stuff. And we thought it'd be fun to do. So we're just sending out once a month, maybe twice if we have some sponsor stuff. But, once or twice a month, you'll be getting a little newsletter from us. And it's pretty cool. So like I said, if you want to, be a part of it, just click down below and get signed up. And so that's kind of what we've been working on the back end as far as that goes. But speaking of sponsors, this video is brought to you by OrganicPriceBooks.com. Our boy JP, wonderful man that he is actually sending us a brand new haul later on this week. Should have it in about a week or so. Pretty excited about that because it's got some books in there that I've been really wanting. So it's pretty exciting stuff. So we'll have an upcoming haul video there. But if you want to, help support the channel and support a small business, go to OrganicPriceBooks.com, place your order, and use the offer code THC2 at checkout, and you're going to save $2 on your order, and you help support our channel. So it's a win-win for everybody. And by the way, JP has the best packaging, and not only that, but he uses dissolvable peanuts. Those peanuts, we all hate getting peanuts in the mail, right? Because they're a pain in the ass. What do you do with them? People just fill them up with trash bags. He uses biodegradable peanuts. So you just throw them in hot water and they dissolve. It's amazing. My kids love it. They think it's a science experiment every time I get a package. It's wonderful. But yeah, so go to OrganicPriceBooks.com. Check out JP. He's got a bunch of pre-orders going on right now as well. And there's some, pretty big Marvel titles dropping the end of July. So get those orders in now so that way you can get your copy guaranteed. But without further ado, let's dive into my personal 5 recent reads for Best Image Comics. All right, so Mike did a video the other day where he talked about his 5, recent Image reads and books that he feels like others would enjoy and should check out. And I was like, you know what? There's so many great Image titles out there. There's so many that I'm going to do one as well. I'm going to do a quick little 5, comic video as well and kind of showcase 5 more Image books. Because like I said, there's just so many out there and I guarantee we're going to miss some. Now, one that's going to be on both of our lists, would have been on both of our lists, but he already touched base on it, so I'm not going to. I'm going to pick 5 different ones, is HaHa. Love HaHa. Love W. Maxwell Prince. He is one of my favorite writers. The dude is amazing. His writing is just incredible, and it always hits you in the feels. Especially some of his older titles, too. Go back and read those. They just hit you in the feels, and they're phenomenal. I absolutely love his work. So I'm not going to touch on HaHa, even though that normally would have been in there. So if people are like, why aren't that in there? Well, it's because Mike already did it. So I'm gonna choose something else. I'm gonna do 5 different ones, okay? And first up on my list is Ultra Mega. That's right, Ultra Mega Image, Skybound, written, created, and drawn by James Herron. Dave Stewart does all the colors on it, and it's a really fantastic, fun title. There's 4 issues out currently. But it actually feels more like 8 because every issue is oversized. It's almost like double-sized issues. And it's a lot of fun. And it's really about this cosmic plague that has come and spread and is turning ordinary people into these kaiju monsters. And only the Ultra Mega can really kind of save the world. And the Ultra Mega is these 3 individuals that have these special powers and things where they can go and take on the kaiju. Kind of similar to Ultraman and things like that. But it's really, really good. Issue 1 blew me away. It was a lot of fun. I was like, ooh, I really like this title. This, for anybody itching for a kaiju title, this is going to be it. Issue 2 is a little more story oriented in the background. It kind of gets you a little bit more of what's going on and kind of what to expect and a lot more build up and things. And then issue 3, you got this awesome kaiju coliseum thing going on. So it's really fun. It's really great. It's gotten a lot of high praise. So if you haven't checked it out yet, by all means, please go check out Ultra Mega. All right, and next up on my list, and again, these are in no particular order. These are just 5 random titles that I enjoy that I thought others should know about. Chances are you probably already know about this one. It's a very popular title here at Image, and it's really good. It's none other than Kyle Higgins' Radiant Black. That's right, Marcelo Costa is the artist on it. Kyle Higgins is the writer. I've actually become kind of a Kyle Higgins fan, really going back to his Mighty Morphin Power Ranger stuff. I really enjoyed what he did there. He did Nightwing with the New 52. That was a lot of fun. Now he's doing a Radiant Black, which is huge for Image. It's one of their really big titles. And so if you're a fan of what he did with like Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, or maybe if you're sort of a fan of Robert Kirkman's Invincible, something along the, you are going to love Radiant Black. It is such an awesome title, and it's going to be an ongoing series as well. It's not like it's a mini or anything like that, which is also really cool. So, Radiant Black is about this guy named Nathan, who's really kind of your late 20s, early 30s poor schmuck, right? Things aren't going his way, he has debt, things are falling apart, just, life's not going for him well. And then he gets imbued with these cosmic powers that allows him to transform into this superhero, Radiant Black. And he thinks, things are starting to change in his favor. But the problem is that those powers are not his. And the creators of those powers want him back by any means necessary. So that means that a lot of chaos ensues. And it's a really great title. And if you are a fan of Kyle Higgins, and you are a fan of what he's done with Mighty Morphin Power Rangers and things like that, and you like his writing style, you are going to love Radiant Black. The first issue was rushed back to print numerous times. There's multiple printings of it. It's a really popular title, and for good reason. And it's an ongoing series, which is also really nice because it's not a mini. It's not like it's going to run for 6 issues, and then you're like, oh, I want more of this. Like, it's an ongoing. So that's also really exciting. And it's great stuff. So Marcelo Costa on art, great art. And Kyle Higgins writing, you can't go wrong. So there it is, Radiant Black. Go check it out. All right, so the third book on my list is another one of my all-time favorite writers, someone that I really fell in love with. His indie stuff is great. His Detective Comics run was phenomenal. None other than James Tynion IV. And he is doing Department of Truth. And I believe there's 10 issues out currently on Department of Truth. Again, it's an ongoing series, which is awesome because I hate minis. Why? Because I get sucked into them and then they end. And then I go, oh, well, I want more of this. So this is another ongoing, which is really exciting. Martin Simmons on art. The art is very different, but it's so good. It matches the book so well. The ambiance of it is great. It's a really interesting style approach, but it fits so well. But you're probably asking yourself, if you haven't read it yet, what is Department of Truth about? Well, let's just say one day you're a conspiracy theorist and you discover that every conspiracy theory is true. Everything from JFK assassination to shapeshifters to flat earthers to 9/11. It's all true. All the conspiracy theories that you have ever heard about are true. But the reason why a lot of people don't believe them is because there is a department behind it called the Department of Truth that has been hiding and trying to, prevent people from knowing the truth. So it's about this guy who kind of goes on this adventure with the Department of Truth, and he finds out that everything is true. So it's really good though, and the art, like I said, you guys can see it here. I'm showing you guys pictures of the art, but it fits the book so incredibly well, and it almost reminds me of like Dave McKean from like Sandman type stuff. But it's so good. I absolutely love it. It fits the title very, very well, and like I said, there's about 10 issues out currently. So if you haven't read it yet, what are you waiting for? Go check it out. You are not going to regret it. It's James Tynion IV. Come on. Something's killing the children. Come on. You guys want to pick it up. Go get it now. All right, number 4 on my list is another Kyle Higgins book. And there's only been 1 issue out, but I think it just came out last week, actually. But I thoroughly enjoyed it. It is a really, really fun title, and I cannot wait to see where it goes. And that is none other than Ordinary Gods. Ordinary Gods is about like these 5 gods and who are leading the War of the Immortals, okay? And it's about It sort of reminded me of this Netflix show. It was an old Australian Netflix show. I can't remember the name of it now. It's gonna bug me, and I'm sure somebody's watching, yelling at me right now, saying what it is. But it's about the show was about this family who are actually like Thor and Odin and all these different gods, but they're in human bodies and they don't realize that they're a god until they turn like 21. So kind of similar to that, it felt like. And like I said, there's only been one issue, so who knows where it's going to go. But it felt very similar to that, where there's a boy, or a guy, I guess he's 22. He's, in therapy, not doing too well. Works at a paint store. He does tell you that right away in the book. But he has a 12-year-old sister as well. And he discovers that he's one of these 5 gods. But he doesn't believe it. He's like, I'm not a god. I'm just a 22-year-old guy. I work in a fucking paint store, right? But he's actually one of the 5 gods. And so it's all about, like, when they get killed, they get reincarnated into a different body. And so there's 2 factions that are warring against each other. One's trying to destroy the world, the one's trying to help the world. I don't know. It's really interesting to see where it's going to go. But I thoroughly enjoyed issue number 1. It was an excellent start, and the book is ultra violent. Right away, you get something that looks like it's out of a John Wick movie. Just in the very first 2 pages of the book, you get this really high intense action scene, and it's very violent. It's very graphic. Definitely not meant for children, but man, was it a fun book. So again, there's not really a lot to go based off of because of the fact that it is only 1 issue so far. But if you're looking for a new title to add to your pull list, I strongly recommend Ordinary Gods. It was really good. Art by Felipe Watanabe, who did art on The Flash with Joshua Williamson, and it's really great stuff. So I highly, highly, highly recommend checking it out. Number 1 was an ultimate blast, and I will definitely be continuing to read it to see where it goes. All right, so number 5 is none other than Vinyl. Vinyl actually hasn't even dropped yet. It actually comes out on the 7th of July, so next Wednesday you guys can actually pick it up. But I got the opportunity to read an advanced copy, and I don't know what I think. I can't wait to read more, to be honest with you. So, I mean, that's good, right? Like, it hooked me. But the book is by Doug Wagner and Daniel Hillard, and they're the same team that did Plastic 5 years ago now, for Image Comics. And if you guys recall, Plastic was about a serial killer who met a girl online, and the girl is held hostage, and he has to get her. He has to go back into killing to get her back. But the weird thing is that the girl is actually a sex doll. So yeah, that was Plastic. Well, now they're coming out with a new one called Vinyl. And again, very graphic. It's a horror comic. It reminded me sort of a little bit of Nailbiter maybe in the very beginning. It's kind of what it was reminding me of. But there's a lot of weirdness, and there's something that has to do with this record, and I'm not really sure where the hell it's going, but I cannot wait to find out. So if you want something that's really kind of off the wall, really different, or maybe you really enjoyed Plastic and you're like, oh, I like this creative team, Vinyl is going to be the book for you. Like I said, I loved number 1. I can't wait for number 2 to drop in August, because I'm really interested to see where this leads. Honestly, I think I have more questions than answers after reading number 1, but that's okay, because that means it's drawing me back in. It makes me want to continue reading, and I think that's the most important thing, is that it's got its hooks in me, and I'm willing to test it out. It is only going to run for 6 issues, so it is not an ongoing. It is just going to be just a mini, just 6 issues, so you don't even really have to commit for very long, but it's going to be very interesting to kind of see how it all plays out, so I can't wait to see that. But that all being said, those are my 5 picks for most recent Image reads that I think you guys might enjoy. Guys, girls, might enjoy. So if you have any other suggestions, I know I've seen some people in the comments talking about Shadecraft, and there's so many good Image books. It's hard to narrow it down to even 10. I've done 5. Mike's done 5. It's so hard to narrow them down. But post in the comments below what your Image titles are, and maybe we'll have to check some stuff out, because I'm sure there's stuff that we haven't read yet either. So let us know. And until next time, everyone, thank you all very much. Have a great day. Have a great week, and we'll see you soon.